AkashaWolf, and I know I've been gone for a little while, especially after my whole new schedule that I tried to set up for my channel, but I had to stop that for a second because I actually needed to get some more actual work hours in with my other job. I don't only do YouTube, I couldn't survive off of just YouTube because I don't really make that much on here, but regardless I still like to constantly make videos for you guys because this is what I love doing. But yeah, I've just been really busy and trying to make money so I could survive. I've had some hours cut and pay and junk, so I needed to focus my time on that a little bit more instead of the videos. And currently with YouTube, they just had this big advertisement issue thing go through, and I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I don't really make that much on here anyway, but that doesn't matter to me. For anyone out there who tries to say, oh my god, you make these videos to make money and all this other stuff, that's not true. I only found out about ad revenue a year or two ago because my boyfriend told me about it, and I only make I think 50 bucks a month from ad revenue and junk, but I did check it this month and I only made $16, so I went from 50 to 16. So I understand how that might be affecting a lot of smaller channels who've actually built a lot and gained a lot of money from doing YouTube videos. But I am going to be trying to do other things to kind of help make money, but that is also associated with what I enjoy doing here on YouTube. And that'll probably be doing readings and stuff, and also selling different little products and stuff I'm going to be making, and you guys get to see more of that in upcoming videos. But in today's video we are going to be talking about crystals for beginners, and the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I have been doing a lot of crystal videos and also tarot videos. Now I will be starting that schedule again in May, so don't think I'm just going to quit on all of that, but I will be starting it again in May because I'm going to be doing take some time to do some pre-filming so I can have that stuff out and I can continue doing all my other stuff at the same time. But I did want to get beginner stuff done when it comes to crystals because I feel that's very important instead of just directly going into telling you guys about individual stones. So for the first thing, finding crystals. Now I do get this question a lot. Everyone's always asking me where I get my crystals, where do I find them, where do I purchase them. Now when it comes to where I get a lot of my crystals, a lot of it is on SpellsOfMagic's website, on their little online shop. I usually like to get their crystals in bundles and stuff, which you've seen me in other videos with those. And I do check out local metaphysical shops, and that's something that you can do as well. If you go to Google and type in metaphysical shops, you should be able to pull up a couple places in your area, hopefully. Currently I think I only have about 3 within my area that are actually metaphysical shops that have psychic readings and stuff like that. Actually no, there's more than that, but I think an actual shop with all kinds of stuff in it, not just certain things, they have crystals and everything. And the one shop I really enjoy going to when it comes to getting my crystal balls is a place called Crystal Corner or Alley. It used to be called For Mystic Minds, but they did change the name recently. Also, another great place to find crystals is at mineral shops. I do have a local jewelry and mineral shop, and it's really large. It's awesome, and I do like to go there too for my crystals and stuff. You might be seeing a couple crystals in this video that are actually from that place, and also in some of my other videos. They have a really nice collection of selenite, and I've been kind of going a little crazy with selenite lately. You can also go to places like Goodwill and stuff. You should be able to find some crystals and stuff there. Some people just don't see them the way we do, so they'll just toss them, and then Goodwill will get them and sell them for very cheap because they don't really see how valuable they are. They just see them as a rock. And also yard sales, you can find them for very cheap. And also yard sales. So those are places that you can look near you. But when it comes to online stores, Etsy is a really good place. eBay is a good place, but you really do have to be careful who you purchase from because some sellers will sell you glass. Some places from China will try to sell you glass and also lab created or enhanced stones. And if you can, try to keep it at more natural stones, not so much lab created and glass. I know everyone's gonna ask me like, how can you tell the real ones from the fake ones and stuff. It's a little bit difficult. There's like hardnesses that you have to, you know, keep in mind and stuff. They do make products where you can test like hardness levels with different stones and stuff. I recently went to one of my local shops and they had one of those little containers of tiny crystal pieces, and I saw their rose quartz and it was freaking pink. Like it was pink, like this kind of pink. And I'm like, no. Rose quartz does not look like that. This is a rose quartz that I picked up from that mineral shop I told you about. And when you see a stone like enough, you will know when it just doesn't look right. And this one, this is real. This is nice, awesome rose quartz. They can get a little bit pinker, but nowhere near like this. This is ridiculous. That was fake little crystal rock things or enhanced or something. It's just, no. Next is best crystals to start out with, or best crystals for beginners. I get this question a lot, and the absolute best crystal to start out with would be clear quartz. And the reason for that is because you can tune it, or not tune it, you can program it for any purpose. Not only that, it's a very powerful stone on its own. It just works for everything, and it's very easy to work with. Now when it comes to crystal ball form and actually getting into crystal ball gazing, it doesn't necessarily work for everybody, but when it comes to getting started into crystals and using them for magic or healing, you would really love clear quartz. It works for everything. Clear quartz is the best beginner stone. Now there are some other stones as well, which would be rose quartz and amethyst. And when it comes to crystal ball gazing, rose quartz is recommended because it's a lot like calmer in a sense when it comes to crystal ball gazing. But I'm sorry, I'm sidetracking. But clear quartz, rose quartz, and amethyst are the best stones to start out with. Clear quartz can be programmed. Rose quartz has calming, loving energy, brings good vibes, and amethyst is really good for bringing protection and also helping with psychic abilities. There are a couple of other stones that are very good for beginners, but I will be putting those in like a little article that I wrote up that is going to be associated with this video, and you'll be able to find links to that article in the description below. Hopefully they'll be ready by the time this video is out. Choosing your crystals or finding your crystal. Now when it comes to choosing crystals, what my process is, I usually go to a local shop. Now you can't always do that, and I realize this because, you know, we all don't have those shops near us and we may have to order online, which that's perfectly fine. But what I like to do, or what my process is I usually go into the store and I usually know what stone I'm looking for, or I'm just looking around and I just so happen to end up wanting to buy a couple of other crystals, which ends up happening a lot. But for example, I go in looking for red jasper. I look in their little bundle of red jaspers and I see which ones catch my eye, and I usually, you know, pick those ones out, or I will like stir it up, like the little rocks and stuff, with my fingers to see if maybe I pick up like almost like a shock, because sometimes when I touch some of them they almost kind of shock me a little bit, and if I feel that on my fingertips, I usually try to grab that crystal first, or add it to my little handful of crystals. And what I do is I will individually put the crystal on the center of my palm and try to feel what my grandma would call its heartbeat or its energy. And I usually will do one at a time, and sometimes two at a time, and I'll be able to put back the ones that I don't really get a lot of energy from. A lot of times I'll end up being stuck between two, but then I'll get this extra feeling in my solar plexus that kind of lets me know that that's the stone that I should be picking up. Now, the more and more you work with stones, you will realize that there are some that just call to you, that just draw you in, and there's certain crystals or stones that just catch your eye. And usually those end up becoming the stones you end up working with a lot. it seems like each of us will come across a new stone that isn't like, maybe not one of the basic stones that I've told you about, like the beginner stones, but like totally different stones that are a little bit harder for you to find or get. You might come across it one day and realize that you have a very deep connection with that stone, and a lot of times that means that that stone just resonates with us a lot, and this is a stone that we should keep with us almost like all the time. And I really do feel that with like moonstone, selenite, labradorite, I don't know if I said that right, and just like a couple of other stones that just, you know, I just love having around me. Oh, and tiger's eye. I have a tiger's eye addiction. Something else when it comes to picking out stones, do some research online about certain stones. Like if you're looking for something with healing, look at a bunch of stones that are for healing and see which one kind of catches your eye or fits the description of what you're looking for better. And when it comes to shopping online, it's really difficult. What I like to do is I like to bid for certain crystals or stones. I'll go on eBay and I'll look at a site or someone's little shop that has a bunch of different crystals for bid. And usually it's the one that's in the picture that I'm aiming for. What I'd like to do is I like to look at the picture and see if it kind of calls to me. Like you have to make sure that the one in the picture is the one you're getting. But that's usually the easiest way I have to find a stone online that I know will go with me. And I've done this recently for a couple of stones, but usually that is the better option to do when it comes to shopping for crystals online. So trying to bid for it if you can. And if you can't do that, if you can only like just find a stone and purchase it, something else I would recommend is buying in bulk. Some stones you can't do this with because they're a little pricey, but when it comes to simple stones like red jasper, clear quartz, and rose quartz and stuff, you can usually buy them like in pounds and stuff. You don't have to do that much, but you can get like about a handful of them for really cheap. That is probably like a better option to do, because then you'll be able to go through all the stones and see which ones call to you. You can give away some of the other ones, or you can use them for other things in your practice. But when it comes to a stone that you really want to keep with you, it's better to get one that just resonates with you and calls to you and like you connect with. I just wanted to let you know it just happened. You're probably going to see that I changed from the last clip a second ago, and that's because my camera did not save that video, the last half of my video, so now I have to refilm it. Alright, so let's continue. So crystal care. Now whenever you get a brand new crystal, the first thing you're going to want to do is cleanse it. This is very, very important. You have to understand that your crystal has been through multiple different hands before it has come to you, and some crystals can be very sensitive to energy and they will absorb it, and you'll have like leftover residue type energy from other people, and you don't want that. You want it to be nice, fresh, and just for you, and completely cleansed so that it can tune to your energy better. Now after cleansing, which if you want to know how to cleanse your crystal, I will have a link in the description below of a video that I did on multiple different ways you can cleanse your crystals. And you must know that not all crystals can be cleansed in salt or water, because some crystals can be damaged by salt or can be damaged by water. So it's very important that you know what particular cleansing method will work for the stone that you have. So I really, really recommend you check out that video so that you have a better understanding of the best methods to cleanse your crystals. But if I would give one recommendation when it comes to cleansing crystals, I would recommend moonlight. It's not too harsh like the sun can be sometimes on certain crystals, but it's very gentle, it cleanses, and it charges, so I would recommend that. Another thing to keep in mind is storing your crystals. Now, you might see this a lot. I've done this, my mother's done this, my grandmother's done this. Keeping your stones in a bag, like one of those little satin bags or whatever that you can get at stores, or sometimes in places where you can buy like multiple little stones and you fill up the bag and it's like $2 or something. But those bags is a common place to keep your crystals, but that is not really recommended because having other crystals rub up against each other with different hardnesses can actually damage your crystal and, you know, kind of lose its shine and its prettiness. But if you do have those raw crystals, like the ones you can obviously tell have not been polished, you can keep those in a bag together. You know, they're not going to really do much damage. You know, they're not damaged, but you know, they're rough, and you can't make that like really bad at all by keeping it with other stones like that. But when it comes to the polished ones, you do want to keep those separately so that way they do not damage each other. Now, I do like to keep mine in a little box container that's got a bunch of little, you know, mini containers within it. And I usually like to have salt sitting in the bottom, but certain crystals shouldn't be in salt, so I'm kind of trying to change that method and put something else in there, but I'll figure it out. Something else you can do is you can wrap your crystals in a cloth or a silk cloth. Silk is very common, especially like when it comes to crystal balls. It's really recommended when you are not using a crystal ball, you should cover it with silk or at least some kind of fabric, but silk is recommended. I'll explain that why you need to do that in a different video. But yeah, you guys, you can also wrap your stones in silk or a fabric. You also find that with tarot cards, to keep them from absorbing energy, it's good to wrap them in a cloth. So it's the same thing with crystals. And also when you're doing readings, it's recommended that you lay out a cloth so that way it doesn't get the energy from the person you're reading. The cloth kind of just protects the cards from that energy. Just so you don't have like lingering kind of negative energy or something. But it's the same thing with crystals. This works for both tarot cards and crystals. So a cloth would help with keeping your crystals cleansed longer and keep them from absorbing negative energy. Now, last but not least, programming and uses for crystals. Now, programming. After you've cleansed it, you want to program and tune your crystal to your energy. Now, all crystals have different uses and some of them have multiple uses. But when you get a crystal, usually you get it for a particular purpose. And you want to tune that crystal to that purpose. Now this can be done extremely easily, and it's as simple as literally holding that crystal within your hand and then stating its purpose. Like you're literally talking to the crystal and letting it know what it's going to be doing for you, and basically invoking that energy that you want from that crystal. But it's literally that simple. But something else that you want to do is carry your crystal in your pocket. You want to keep your new crystal with you for at least a week. It can be 3 days if you don't like to carry around a crystal for a week, but it's really recommended to carry your crystal within your pocket for at least a week. That way you can tune your energy to it, and then also you can like get a feel for its energy as well. And something else that I love to do, other than carrying my crystal around in my pocket, is also sleeping with your crystal. Sleep with your crystal underneath your pillow so that it can tune with your energy. My grandmother actually sleeps with almost all her crystals under her mattress. And I wish I had a clip of that, because then that would have been really entertaining. But literally, if you lift the mattress, there's like a crap load of crystals. She lays on all her crystals. Now, when it comes to uses for your crystals, they can be used for just about anything and everything. They're used for healing, they're used for spells, they bring power to spells. When it comes to mojo bags, you can have particular crystals within those mojo bags to help enhance the intention, basically to put the intention out there and make it stronger. So if you have a love mojo bag, you would put rose quartz in there. If you want to experience more love or feel more love and try to like cool your energy down or something, rose quartz is that stone that you would want to keep with you. You can also use it in crystal grid, kind of like little spells on their own, but they're all literally like when you create one, it's based on an intention. You want it to accomplish something. But I'll get more into crystal grids in another video. But crystals can be used for all sorts of things, and one of the #1 uses is healing. Crystals are so amazing when it comes to healing, but you can also use them for protection and even like protection for your vehicle. They can be used for so much, and that's another reason why I wanted to make these videos talking about crystals and different particular crystals, because they're really, really powerful and I absolutely love them, and I know there's a lot of people out there who love them too. So you guys, I hope that video was helpful. I had to like refilm it. It would have been out sooner. It's just I didn't have the time to sit down and film the second half, but I just got it done, so yay. But yeah, you guys, I'm so sorry that I've been, you know, like slacking, but I've been trying to get other work done and it's just been really crazy. So I should be trying to set up something for readings soon, and also like a little mini shop where I'm going to sell some things that I'm going to be making, and I'll let you guys know when that happens. So keep your eyes open on all my social media. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe so that you can be a member of the wolf pack, and I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye and blessed be.